Hey there everyone, it's Michael Dougal, and during this video I'm going to update you entirely on our real estate market here in the Greater Toronto area. We're going to look at the changes to the average price for both detached homes as well as condominiums and other home styles as well. I'll share with you my predictions for our real estate market, and I'm going to give you some great advice as far as pricing strategy. If you are a seller, should you underprice your property, or would you be better off pricing your property the traditional way? So that's what we're going to cover, and if you do get value from the video, then consider subscribing and let's jump right into it. So this first chart over here shows the average price for detached sales in the city of Toronto, and we're looking at the bi-weekly measures. So on October 21st, we had our highest average price in a really long while at $1,856,000. A couple weeks prior to that, it was only $1,695,000. So what we can see here is clearly that prices are really high. When you're comparing this information to the values last year, our detached sale in the city of Toronto was only around 1.3 to 1.35. So what we're definitely seeing is a new normal, and it's a combination, of course, of low interest rates. It's the fact that buyers are a lot more comfortable looking due to the restrictions being lifted with respect to COVID, and of course, very low inventory. This is something that is not just unique to detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhomes, even condominiums, depending on the area. There is a shortage of listings, which always does drive prices higher. And in the chart, we can see here, back in August, end of August, the average price was $1,715,000. Prior to that, average price was a little bit lower. Maybe this was due to the fact that it was summertime and perhaps people were taking a little bit of time off, kids were out of school, and then it was at a high point, of course, around June the 3rd. But that could have just been an unusual week with more luxury sales, which is what I'm predicting with this information as well. We have one really high week. Let's see what happens in the next few weeks to follow. Is it such that the average price is going to continue in this direction, or should we see a slight drop off? Because that's typically what we do experience during the months of November and December, is that as the weather gets colder, more listings come off the market, but at the same time, buyers stop looking and they choose to postpone their purchase into the springtime or sometime next year. So it'll be dependent. Fortunately for buyers, they understand that interest rates are likely only going to go up from here, which gives them every reason to buy now versus waiting. Yes, we know that prices are a lot higher than they were last year, but one of the major differences is that we're seeing prices higher for all home styles, whether they're freehold properties, condos, even land. This is a property that we here at eXp recently sold on Charleston Side Road, and look at that, it sold for $400,000 over the asking price, and this was about 6.62 acres with an okay home, you can say, like a nice charming home, but nothing really spectacular, and that was $400,000 over asking in only 2 days. But then we look at usual listings like traditional homes, and this property in Aurora similarly sold for $360,000 over the asking price in only 1 day. That was a 2-story detached property. So it appears that 70 to 80% of freehold properties are selling over their asking price, whereas last year it seemed to only be like maybe 20 to 30%. Agents and sellers were taking advantage of pricing their property for a bidding war if they were in the lower price category, but now we're seeing that this is actually happening for properties over $1 million. And if you were to ask, where should you price your property? Are you better off underpricing it, or are you better off pricing it the traditional way? It really does depend. If you want a very quick sale, if you don't mind to have a lot of people come through your home, some of them unqualified or even not having the budget, but it will only last for a short time, like a week to a week and a half, then you can go ahead and price your property for a bidding war, because the great news about pricing it this way is that you don't need to accept any of the offers. So if it's such that you price your property for $1 million with the expectation that you sell for $1.2 million, and if you get an offer that's only $1.1 million, you don't have to accept that offer. You can hold on to your price, or you can re-strategize with your agent, versus going ahead and thinking that you absolutely have to take the highest offer. This is not like an auction where that happens. It's more of like you have the highest offer on the table, and when you look at the terms and conditions, you can still decide whether or not you want to go ahead with that specific purchase and sale agreement. So the other way of pricing it is to price things the traditional, the old-fashioned way, where you're pricing the property where market value is. But the challenge with this is we really don't know where fair market value is anymore, since most of the sales which are taking place are like the highest sale on the street. This is happening time and time again. So from my many years of experience, I can share with you that you're going to be better off pricing your property the traditional way if you want to limit showings. If you don't want to have that many people come through your property, then you're very well just sticking to the price that you want to get for your home, because what this is going to do is this is going to weed out all of the buyers that don't have that budget in the first place. And then you know that the people who are coming to your home are actually qualified. However, you do lose that opportunity to get multiple offers in most scenarios. Like, it can still happen, but it's less likely, and you're being patient hoping for that right buyer to come along. But here's a nice hack. Here's like a secret which you can do, which we see a lot of sellers doing and taking advantage of it, is that they can initially price their property for a bidding war. So they can underprice it, and then if they don't get the offer that they want at that time when there's an offer presentation, then they can go ahead and talk to their agent, cancel that listing, and then re-strategize, reprice it at the traditional price that they want out of the home. Because when you go for a bidding war once, it's not like it really causes a stigma on the property or has any negative implications. And this way you can go with both strategies while knowing that you can sell your home at the price that you so desire. So if you want to talk about that, you're welcome to give me a shout, and we can strategize about the right pricing process for your property. Of course, this is really going to depend on the area and the style of home as well. Let's take a look at the condo market now. I'm sharing with you this chart here, which shows the changes to the average price, specifically in Toronto, bi-weekly. And we can clearly see there has been appreciation over the past 12 months, although not as much as freehold properties and detached homes. During the week of October 21st, there was a 13% increase since the value at the same time the year prior. So the average price for condo sales that week was $750,000. A couple weeks prior, it was $742,000. And we can see here, based on this line, that it's going to be most likely around $700,000 to $750,000 throughout 2020. And then, of course, who knows what the new year has in store for us. We're seeing that condo prices are definitely up from where they were last year. And this could be, of course, because it's now that the pandemic has settled down a little bit, buyers are more comfortable looking at properties. And more importantly, the amenities in the building are starting to reopen depending on which building you're in. So the buyers can go ahead and take a look at like the indoor gym, party room, or whatever the building, of course, has to offer. And this is further proof that when you invest in real estate, it's almost always going to go up long term. Last year was just a little bit of a hiccup with the condo market, but the condos are the highest they've ever been right now. And we're seeing multiple offers on anything that's priced somewhat competitively, especially downtown Toronto. If you did get value from the video, then consider subscribing. I'm looking for homes to sell. So if you have thoughts of buying or selling, then call me. It would be great to hear from you. And if you're an ambitious real estate agent looking to connect for opportunity, let's see if EXP can be a good fit for your business as far as you generating leads, you having stock ownership, and you building a passive income stream on the side. I've been at EXP for something like 18 months and I built a huge passive income that I never would have thought was even possible. So you're welcome to pick my brain about that, and I'll look forward, of course, to seeing you all next time.